Welcome back everyone to another build showcase, this time for one of the most dominant playstyles in Divinity Original Sin 2. Today we are covering the Longshot Ranger. While the Raging Bull was about getting in close and personal, this build is the complete opposite. It's about dealing massive damage from a distance and ensuring the enemy never even gets a chance to get near you. We are going to be building the Ultimate Sniper, a character that can control the entire battlefield from the high ground and delete high priority targets before the fight really begins. As always, I will have the full leveling guide in the description, and I will have both a lone wolf and a 4-man version depending on your personal playstyle. So now let's jump straight into character creation. For this build, race selection is the usual. We have 3 main contenders: elves, humans, and Fane. Elves are the easy meta choice. Flesh Sacrifice gives you 1 extra AP and a damage boost. But more importantly, it creates a blood surface instantly. This blood surface will allow you to use elemental arrowheads for a massive physical damage boost on turn 1 without any setup. Humans are a solid second choice for the Ingenious trait, boosting your critical chance and damage. And if you want the highest possible ceiling, Fane is the king of Divinity. Time Warp is one of the single strongest abilities in the game, giving you a completely free turn. If you use Fane's Mask to shapeshift into an elf, you can combine Flesh Sacrifice with Time Warp for truly broken combos. On top of all of that, he also comes with Ingenious built in. For your starting attributes, we are going all in on damage. Put 3 points into Finesse. For abilities, put your points between Huntsman and Warfare. Warfare is going to be your primary damage scaler in this game, while Huntsman gives you your starting skills and high ground bonuses. For skills in character creation, we are going to take Ricochet first, which will be your bread and butter early game skill, allowing you to disperse massive amounts of damage to grouped up enemies. Pin Down will be the second skill. This is expensive at 3 AP, so you shouldn't be using this often, but it is situationally good at helping keep an enemy still, so you can stay at a safer distance. Lastly, we have First Aid. This is a very nice utility skill for the team to get rid of annoying ailments like blind and knockdown. The talent we are picking at character creation is Executioner. In this build, you will be killing things nearly every turn, and that extra 2 AP is essential for maintaining your momentum. Your early game skill selection is all about damage with some added utility. For offensive skills, you want to grab elemental arrowheads immediately. That is, if you are an elf. It will add a fairly significant damage scaling. If you didn't choose elf, it is a bit harder to get this going, and I recommend skipping it entirely. Sky Shot is going to be essential for those moments when you can't quite get the high ground naturally or there is none around. And Barrage gives you a nice multi-target option, allowing you to finish off low health enemies and start on new targets at the same time. For utility skills, Adrenaline is non-negotiable on almost every build. Borrowing AP from next turn to secure a kill now is always a worthy trade. Peace of Mind provides a massive stat and accuracy boost to not only yourself, but also for pre-buffing teammates while they're in conversation. And Enrage guarantees critical hits early on before your wit stat is high enough. This build doesn't rely on spells, so it's a natural fit. For mobility, you need to be untouchable. Tactical Retreat and Phoenix Dive are your best friends. Use them to reposition instantly to the highest point on the map, not only giving yourself high ground for more damage from Huntsman, but also keeping you far, far away from any threats. And speaking of threats, your defensive skills. Since we are running Glass Cannon, we need some insurance. Chameleon Cloak is your get out of jail free card. Pop it at the end of your turn so enemies simply can't target you. Uncanny Evasion is also fantastic for dodging physical attacks if you get caught out of position. And of course, Teleportation is great for every build. Use it to drop melee enemies far away from you, or just to group them up for your AoE ricochet arrows. In Act 1 and early Act 2, your combat loop is all about positioning. Start every fight by using your mobility skills to gain high ground, or just sneak around to position yourself that way before the fight even starts. The damage bonus from high ground is multiplicative, so this is important to always have high ground for the most damage. Your rotation will often look like this. Use Flesh Sacrifice for the AP and Blood surface, cast Elemental Arrowheads on the Blood, and then rain Death with Ricochet and basic attacks. Crucially, you need to be somewhat of a team player with your crowd control. You should be prioritizing buying and crafting knockdown arrows at every vendor reset. Since you strip physical armor so quickly, these arrows let you stun lock dangerous enemies indefinitely. You are also a great team buffer. Don't be afraid to throw out haste and peace of mind on your allies before a fight, or to keep the momentum going when you have extra AP to use. The specific talent progression for this build is first at level 3, we will take Glass Cannon. This is a build defining talent. You start every turn with maximum AP, with the trade-off being vulnerable to CC no matter what your physical armor is. But if you have high wits and initiative, you will go first. You'll kill them before they can touch you, and with your movement and defensive abilities, you should be nearly unreachable either way. At level 8, we grab Mnemonic. This gives us +3 memory, which sounds pretty boring, and it is, but you must pay the memory tax at some point no matter what build you use. It allows us to slot all those utility skills, teleport, adrenaline, and other buffs without wasting our precious attribute points on memory, and instead grabbing more finesse and wits for damage. At level 13, we are picking up Hothead. Since you are a ranged sniper, you should be at full health almost all the time. This gives you free critical chance and accuracy, and comes at a perfect time. Levels 9 to 15 is when this build will reach its peak and be carrying your team, so grabbing a powerful talent like Hothead here is perfect. Level 18 is a little bit of a wild card, but I personally just take all skilled up. This gives us a final push to give us another warfare point, which at this point is a better option than pretty much everything else. Your attribute leveling is going to be pretty straightforward. Finesse will be leveled first. It is your raw damage stat. Then Wits, leveled as second. Wits gives you crucially more critical chance and has the bonus of initiative. When using Glass Cannon, this will help you to go first. If you're ever going second, then you will be at risk of being stunned and skipping your turn. If this is your very first playthrough, it's not a bad idea to mix and match Wits and Finesse as you level to show you hidden areas. More experienced players can get away with just using Peace of Mind on areas that they know hold secrets, but if you're not sure where they are, then this is the best character to level Wits on. Memory is going to be an ever-changing stat. Only put points here when absolutely necessary. It is never a bad idea to respec to either get more memory or less depending on your current gear and ability needs. For combat abilities, maximize Warfare first for the raw physical damage multiplier. Warfare is the best stat for all physical builds. Only put just enough points into Huntsman to use your skills. You will also want to dip into Aerothurge, mostly for teleport, Pyrokinetic for buffs like Peace of Mind, and Polymorph for Chameleon Cloak. As we move farther into the late game, our toolkit will expand. Ballistic Shot becomes your best skill. The further you are from the target, the more damage you will do. Use this for massive single target burst at the beginning of fights. Marksman Fang will ignore armor entirely, allowing you to line up shots and finish off low health targets, hiding behind high armor. This is especially effective when you have an assassin with the Sawtooth Knife ability. You can combo these two together to completely forego an enemy's armor and simply just kill them. Aerostorm is your source nuke. On a large group of enemies, this is a solid delete button. But when it's at its most effective is on large enemies. At certain points, you'll run into enemies who have huge hitboxes, and using Aerostorm on them is basically an instantly won fight. Challenge is an insanely powerful skill that is useful on every physical build ever made. It literally costs nothing, and provides you with a small damage bonus, healing, and shielding for simply executing an enemy. There is zero reason not to use this. Lastly is Skin Graft, one of the best abilities in the game. It resets all your cooldowns. With Glass Cannon, Adrenaline, and Flesh Sacrifice, you can dump your entire AP pool, cast Skin Graft, use Adrenaline and Flesh Sacrifice again, and effectively take 2 turns in a row, which allows for huge burst potential. In the late game, the build largely stays the same. The numbers just get a lot bigger. You stay on high ground and gun down enemies. However, in Act 2, this build hits its absolute peak with the Vulture Armor set. This set gives you permanent wings for flight, better range, and massive stat boosts. Once you have this, you will likely be the strongest character in your party, and by Act 3, you should have your critical chance nearly maxed out, meaning every single shot is doing massive damage. Equipment is key in this game, and there are specific unique items you can hunt down to make the build better. In Act 1, look out for Shadow's Eye. This is a unique crossbow you can get from Zaleskar near Fort Joy, only if you have Ifan in your party when you escape. Shadow's Eye gives you Chameleon Cloak for free and has piercing damage. It is the best unique for this build in Act 1. You will also want to grab Second Skin. These are unique gloves buried near the Void Salamander fight on the beach. They give finesse and huntsman, and most importantly, a rune slot. Keep these gloves for the entire game because they will be the best choice before the Vulture set and after the Vulture set. And speaking of the Vulture set, in Act 2, we reach the Holy Grail. You can acquire this armor very early by doing the Keep Calm and Carry On quest. You'll need the book Dwarven Customs and Traditions from the Witch's House, and you need to craft source-infused meat to appease the Undertaker. You can do this quest with 0 combat as soon as you step foot on Reaper's Coast. This set will be level 15 and is capable of carrying you all the way to Act 4. Well, in Act 3 on the Nameless Isle, you'll want to hunt down the Shadow Prince. He drops the Shadow Prince's Signet, a ring that gives +3 finesse and +3 wits. This is your best in-slot ring. This Longshot Ranger build is a true glass cannon high-risk build, but has absolutely awesome payoff. You will be one-shotting enemies and controlling the entire flow of battle from turn 1. If you enjoyed this guide, make sure to like and subscribe for more Divinity Original Sin 2 builds. Let me know in the comments what class you want to see next. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.